Book one. Book one on giving direction from misdirection. We've all been given misdirection through our whole life and believe in things that are not true, but we believe they are. The only true facts come with evidence. People don't even know what they do to one another. That's why they have no compassion or remorse for the things that they have done. But to redirect the path from where we are to where we need to be, you must know that it's not about what you think you know. It's about what you don't know that others can prove that discredits what you think you know because you were told what you believe in. The world has gone down the path of corruption, greed, lust, and ungodliness. And to know of God, you must know of all gods and all of the religions that man has created to do good by God, but has been manipulated and translated only partially correctly because they cannot go back to validate their translation. So it is on the assumption of a similarity. Now, the similarities are the truths. In all religions, you will find that all religions have similarities. And the people have to quit listening to charlatans and actors and start listening to what is always written right in front of them, their own education. The problems that are the biggest in the world right now is religion is a smaller form of government designed to take from society to better the lives of the religion's community. To fix that problem, one would have to eliminate all churches, but still allow individuals to practice their religion and be open amongst one another, intellectually asking one another questions and not being told from an individual in front of them. I was told a long time ago that a child cannot be told who his father is because a child has to live life with his father to experience the truth on who his father really is. These pastors and preachers who believe they are doing the right thing and they are preaching a message of God, it is a hit and miss most of the time. And the fact still remains that everyone has missed the true teachings of helping one another. of knowing God's words, because people do not know that all words are of God and have been given to man by God. So the only holy book that contains all of God's words with their definitions is the dictionary. And the Bible are stories from a past that was just as corrupt as now, from uneducated people that want to try to educate. Not everybody can be the same. We are all designed to be different, but to all be humans. The separation of humanity through religion, politics, wealth, fame has destroyed this once great world and has taken advantage of its peoples, the people they swore that they would protect. If given the opportunity to do the right thing, to stand up for the right thing, and you choose not to, then you have sinned, because a man who is of righteousness and chooses to not do right and do nothing is a sinner. The real truth can be found by reading all books of religion and finding its similarities, because all of its similarities are the good teachings of good men who wanted to make a change in the world for the future. That song, "I'm Waiting on the World to Change," comes to my mind. If you are waiting on the world to change, you will always be waiting, because change has to have effort and action, and it has to start with you, the individual, putting aside your differences and communicating on an intellectual level to truthfully know what is real and what is make-believe. The education system needs to be redone and should solely rely on the responsibility of the parents. And the best education that can ever be given is teaching your children of the Webster Dictionary. It teaches you grammar, punctuation, the words, definition. It has every word in it, and its definition and double meaning. A society that believes that its corrupt government has given it a honest education is blind. The education system has been designed by David Rockefeller to make workers, not thinkers. My people are lazy and do not go searching for the truth. They would rather be told, by putting their trust into individuals that they barely know. How can one put so much trust into politicians who can never seem to do the right thing, yet hold such a high standard to God and His existence. The moment calligraphy was eliminated from the schools in 2010, it denied the future generations from kindergarten to 12th grade the ability to be able to read what their rights and liberties were, that good men in God created for us. Every politician is guilty. Every individual is guilty. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. The class is in session, and you no longer have the ability to enter the kingdom of heaven in technicality. Heaven and hell are just as real as the air you breathe and the life you live. That expression, your life is what you make it, comes to my mind, and that is one of the most far-fetched statements that I have ever heard, because your life is what you comply to, what you conform to, what you're willing to accept, because no one stands up to do the right thing and can stand up without letting their emotions and their feelings and their opinions get in the way and get the best of them. False intelligence, misdirection, false agendas, partial stories, over-exaggeration has caused us to fight amongst ourselves as a human race, and the separation of humanity through racism and ignorance has to be changed. The world will not change for you. You have to make an effort. You have to put in the work. And I have. For the last 5 years, I have studied law and art and education and the English language and many other languages, and found their similarities that prove that everything that I speak of is true. The Constitution is so protected because it proves God's existence. And the Founding Fathers came together to write our freedoms and our liberties. Unknowingly or knowingly, they proved God existed because of the hidden art that is in our Constitution of the 12 candles that it took to light the room for the men to work together. It has a story, and we, the people of voyagers sailing using the stars to a new world, and the world united. I can show you God's finger. in a changing of the direction and the perception on how that document is viewed. I can show you God, Jesus, and his followers in two-dimensional art. I can show you the multi-stacked tesseract that mapped out the known universe that Da Vinci created using the flower of life. I can show you that Jesus' bloodline and James' bloodline still exist. And where you are and what you believe in is all a lie. When will you stop being tricked by partial truths and others controlled teachings of misinformation and your lack of knowing words and definitions? The human race has missed every good teaching that has ever been given to them because they have let others bamboozle them and fool them into believing that what they know is not correct and what they are being told is the truth. I encourage every single one of you to look up orthography, which is the correct placement of letters in the proper place for coding. So coding, God's code, the Da Vinci Code, the Gematria Code, numerical code, sequences and patterns that have been set forth in motion that cannot be stopped. This nation was founded on the belief of God. And anybody who tries to take that away from us is an enemy of God and is justifying their actions based upon false beliefs of their enslaved intelligence. Every single human is enslaved in this world and plane. If you let government or other individuals determine what is best for our world, everybody wants to lead, but nobody wants to take the leap. I don't leap or jump. The closer you are to the truth, the harder it will be for you because of the corruption and the misinformation that has been given to help hide their treachery, their actions. I can show you to read the truth because it is there in black and white. It is all art and the power of creation. Well, it's a beautiful thing. In order for the world to change, we have to stop being lazy and do things on our own. In order for the world to be better for all children, we must right the wrongs, no matter how long it takes. Because there is a heaven and there is a hell. Just as I can prove the existence of God through art that was left there for me to see. This red static that is coming across my screen is quite funny. It's never done that before. You will feel loneliness because it is the detox of the airward ways and to learn something completely opposite of what you have been already indoctrinated with will take time and effort. If someone knows nothing of abuse their whole life and is offered freedom, they will not take it because they know not of it. The ability to destroy religion, education, and politics, simple phonics, numbers, errors, and contractual law is the biggest gift God has ever given me. The knowledge and the ability to teach all people how to truthfully be free in a world that has already been paid for. It is individuals who live outside of their means and think that they deserve more than what they have, which causes them to turn their back on the rest of us. Nobody who has ever seen a silver spoon will be able to fix poverty except Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump lost everything and came back on top. So a man who has lost it all and has gotten it back, that's a man I could trust, but only for the moment. Honesty, integrity, morals have all been lost when a woman has nothing to offer her husband upon marriage because she was not taught that to save yourself is the ultimate gift for your husband. And a man do the same. The world has gone down such a dark road that it has taken an act of God to direct us back to where He wants us to be. And that is united as one human worldly race that is able to have conversation without the emotion because of the misinformation that is enforced on you. If you were told that the sky is green and you've never seen the sky because you have been inside, and the first time you are let out, the sky that you see to you will be green, and that blue to you will be green. It's not about color. It's not about money. It's not about power. It's about the right thing. And showing not only my kids, but all children that they are worth fighting for. Where we go one, we go all. I believe that. I also believe that we are only as strong as our weakest link. And at times I feel that I am holding the keys of us truthfully being together. People love listening to a story, but they don't know how to analyze and break a story down to relate, empathize, sympathize, and understand through intellectual properties. The teachings of an eye for an eye. How would you know? How would God have known? How would Jesus have known that that is what would set us free? The lowercase l being used as a capital I makes all of you blind and ignorant because you do not know your simple phonics of capital and lowercase letters, or even numerical. Because all court documentations and all contracts have these errors and are voided by contractual law because of those errors. It is the misinformation and the lack of true teachings through experience. If a teacher is given a lesson and told to teach it, only 5% of those teachers will lose their jobs because they will stand up because they know what they are teaching is not right or correct. The other 95% will fail because they fear of losing their job and their security net of comfortability in a society of enslavement. The direction that is needed is that the Vatican needs to be seized. All religion's assets need to be seized and redistributed to the people because it was taken from the people. As a father teaches his children who fight over one toy how to share, you cut it right down the middle and show them that it is an equal part for both. Show them how to take turns, how to play and work together. Society is not shown that. We're shown how to fight, argue, bicker, lie, cheat, steal to survive. What's crazy is that people will discredit something that sounds strange to them before fact checking they're being told. I check. I see the lines. I woke up this morning sad and with a heavy heart, because all of my people are blind, thinking that they know the way, when they only know a fragment of what is actual truth. And what they know they've only been told, and they believe in it. It all started with a belief that was altered and manipulated by corrupt individuals who wanted power, control. No one owns a thing on earth because everything belongs to God. So a man to work himself into the grave and miss time with his family and watching his children grow is blasphemy. Money is a concept designed to enslave people with their wants and desires, their lust, their greeds. People don't even see that if you're not living comfortably, then you are not living. So stop complying. Why would someone comply to being treated badly? Well, out of the fear of incarceration, imprisonment because of the corrupt system. When you open the Black's Law Dictionary and it says the supreme law of the land is God's law in the Constitution, anything after that page is a tactic to try to discredit that statement and fool you into believing that they have authority to take those abilities and those God-given rights away from you, and they do not. They have no jurisdiction other than what the uneducated people give them because it's all they've ever known. You will see a caste society or a society that is based upon a equal scale of pay. We will all be the same, so we can live and learn differently and evolve mentally for a higher education that beats Ivy League college education. It's what you can bring as evidence to the table that matters. And no matter what they try to use or what they try to do, and bring God on the Constitution to show the people of its existence and bring us back to the nation that we wanted to create. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Well, I am the only brave one because I have broken it down to the origins. While everybody else is still on a multi-level argument of differences. Sorry, be tired. I read a lot. You have to connect the dots because that's what sacred geometry is. Knowing that there is no space between me and you, no difference, except for what differences that have been created by corrupt individuals to keep us separated. the wits that I found and reveal it because I drew them to show the people of their existence and how the art of God is going to set us free. These letters haven't always just been there, they have been created through time and existence. So if you go backwards through time and existence, you educate yourself. You start to see how God communicates through chaos, through his plan, his sequence, his pattern, his symbols. Technology is not evolving the human race. It is making the human race more blind and numb to the fact that there is a spiritual realm and a infinite amount of dimensions and realms that coexist inside the same space. For example, heaven's line to hell in the crown, king, bishop. See? It's the ability to know Old English and that the lowercase alphabet wasn't introduced until the 14th century by King Charlemagne. It's seeing when someone is blatantly taking advantage of you because of their fear of losing their job and then following the script of work procedures. It has been an interesting journey. And everybody wants to know what's going to happen next. Well, imagine what could happen next if we made it happen and united and showed them that because of their corruption and their wicked deeds and their inability to do the right thing, they are subject to imprisonment. Taking an oath to that Constitution, to me, is taking an oath to God. To protect we, the Constitution. To protect God from foreign and domestic attacks. Well, how do you know who's attacking when we're attacking each other? Because of false intelligence, partial teachings, and people's inability to listen to one another. Truth conquers, and that is what I am doing. I am conquering all of the misdirection and ill teachings of enslavement that has separated my people for far too long. You don't know what you have until you see your own worth. And if government is telling you you're not worth anything, what are you going to believe your worth is? And what are you going to reach for? It's nothing. JK. Oh. Evil intent be gone. We're not welcome here. Because my people are loved by God and blessed and glorified is the U.S. Us. We went from a nation of we the people to a selfish nation of greed, being led by crooks. Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back? Because it's bad. It's not about what you expect His revealed to be. It's about how He shows you who He is and your ability to accept Him for just who He is. Because if He was here now in front of you, you would turn Him away because you expect Him to be what they told you He was going to be, without using any logic, facts, common sense. You are loved. You are worth it because God still teaches. You just have to give Him the time to teach you, because it's a personal lesson from God, on God's time, at God's speed. So your impatientness and your demandingness to God to work on your time and how you want Him to is blasphemy and is an indoctrinated teaching through a weaponized religion. It's not about your opinion. It's about the truth, the facts, the evidence through time, history, location, and black and white. To be able to put yourself in a position of another time and think how an uneducated person would think in the time of Jesus, being taught an education system of alphanumerical, to show them fermentation, medicine to heal the blind. It is the game of telephone to where the story was written, but through transliteration and translation, ciphering, coding, decoding, it has been misconstrued and misunderstood. Because words we have today, they did not have back then. For example, They knew not of automobiles, but we do. They knew not of paper currency, but we do. I love my kids so much that I promised them that I would change the world for them. And that's what I plan on doing, one lesson at a time. Please fact check me, try to discredit me, bring your findings, and let's have a conversation in a battle of intelligence. A banter, one would say, without emotions, and you listening to learn and understand for a better future instead of you telling others of a corrupt now that will lead to a corrupt future that will only get worse. I am not like the rest of you, and y'all are not like me. I don't want to be right, I just am right. And when I'm wrong, I own it. And I work with you to figure out the truth. I care for all of my people because I've come from the bottom. I have walked with the bums and beggars, the drunks, the addicts. And I don't fit in anywhere because I'm here to bring direction from misdirection. The carpenter who knows of carpentry builds the house. If he frames one wall incorrectly, he cannot continue to build the house. He must tear that wall down and start over. There's no shame or disgrace in going backwards to go forwards. If one were to time travel, that is exactly what would happen. You would go backwards to correct the future, which would be the forward. So, to read multi-directionally, to see code, shorthand abbreviations, single letter words, symbols, to see God in everything is a blessing and a curse. Especially when my people have been cursed with ignorance and not knowing of words. They hear of words and how they are used incorrectly, and they continue that process and pattern. Ask yourself, when was the last time you actually checked the true definition of a word and what it meant so you could use it correctly? Ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I listening to learn to answer correctly? It's going to be a long road, but it's okay. 4 children, which is, from what I understand, the prophecy of the rams, which makes me the goat with one horn, who has 4, who lead 4 great nations. From the fighting of the rams, which is Biden and Trump, I do not kill, and I will not kill, because the pen is mightier than the sword, because swords would have never been known of if it weren't for the creation of words. The manipulation of misplacement of letters. If you only knew where you were and who is fighting for you, your tone, your attitude, and your wanting and willingness to help with the effort would change. Because if the things that are happening now were to happen in the forefathers' times, well, you already know what would happen. That's why there was war, tea parties, civil wars, separation of the North and South. Everything had to happen for a reason so we could learn to not make mistakes from our past. But yet no one has learned, because they are all doing the exact same thing as their predecessors have. And a person and a man, a great man, is measured on his deeds and the things that he tries to do for everyone around him, because of the love and the fear of what might possibly happen after he's gone. It's not about what you can take, because you cannot take anything when you leave. It's about the mark and the message and the good deeds and your actions that determine the scales of justice for your ride up or your ride down. Call it what you want. It is all the same. Utopia, hell. We are in living hell now because we gave unknowingly authority to individuals who do not deserve it, and who do not put God or we the people before themselves. Politicians should make the same as everybody else. Everybody should make the same amount. It's not about what you want, it's about what you need. And my people need a true leader that isn't controlled by individuals that hide and are too scared to come forward because of their knowledge of what certain individuals would do to them. The plucking of the weeds, the purge, the eradication of evil out of God's heaven. Life is what you make it. No, life is what you have been forced to conform to. The definition of insanity is to repeat a process continuously and expecting a positive, different outcome. And every single one of you are insane because of it's what you do every day. You go to work every day knowing that it's not going to be enough, expecting to get a raise or have a different outcome happen for the positive, but it never does. So you don't even see that you are not capable of making proper judgments and decisions for yourselves. And that's why it has been so easy for these corrupt individuals to take what God gave you. I come with Webster proof, with intellectual properties through art, funk, similarities in all languages, because all languages were derived from multiple languages. They created. English has not stopped evolving. They just try to make it stop evolving so they can hold on to you and control you until they die so they can live better than you. You suffer and they live the life you were supposed to have. I put no trust into man. I put my trust and my faith into my God. This is what He gave me and more. But two, I will show you the hidden art that is on the Constitution that proves that I'm not only who I say I am, but it is my right to rule. But I don't want to rule because I'm going to tell them how to fix what they have broken. Because no evil man has ever done the right thing and given back to God what belongs to Him. That's everything. What I want for the world is unity. I want everyone to be taken care of. I want weaponized religion to be banned, but have the practice of religion encouraged. And then I want classes in education to be taught like Plato taught. And that is in an arena because home time is home time. There should be no homework. There's enough time in the day for the system to be redesigned to where that doesn't have to happen. And you can learn more through having a intellectual conversation of the minds in an arena type setting. People are scared to ask questions because of ridicule and what other people think. Why do you care about what others think about you when you don't even care that God loves you so much that here we are again, 1 hour. I'll call it till next time. Book 2, showing the hidden art and teaching the way God taught me. not keeping anything for myself, but sharing for the world to change. Till next time, thank you.